Hello, class. Good to see you again. This is American English File, 2nd edition, Book 3, Student Book. Spend or save? Okay, let's cut to the chase. As you can see from the pictures and the title, today we're going to speak about money. Very good. Now, I have some questions for you first. Take your time, study the questions. For example, what comes into your head when you hear the word money? How important is money? How often do you think about money? What's the best way of making a lot of money, becoming rich? Is money really the root of all evil? Can money buy happiness? How often do you worry about money? Do you have rich friends? And what's your plan for financial freedom? Very good. You have the questions. Take your time, write your answers, write some keywords. Great. And as always, you can also add your own questions and ask them from your friends. You know the drill. Speak with your friends. Exchange your ideas. Compare your answers. Put your heads together. Maybe you can start a business together. Maybe you can get rich together. Who knows? Great. That was a very productive discussion on money. Now, everyone, money, the verbs. Complete the sentences with a verb from the list. For example, be worth, inherit, borrow, invest, can't afford, lend, owe, raise, charge, save, cost, waste, earn. All right? You can stop the video, take your time, and do it. And of course, you have to do it yourself. Very good. Now, check your answers with your friends. Great. Now, let's listen and check.
1.35 Money. Verbs. 1.
My uncle died and left me $2,000. I'm going to inherit $2,000.
2.
I put some money aside every week for my next vacation. I save money every week.
3.
My brother promised to give me $50. He promised to lend me $50.
4.
I need to ask my mom to give me $20. I need to borrow $20 from my mom.
5.
I often spend money on stupid things. I often waste money.
6.
I don't have enough money to buy that car. I can't afford to buy that car.
7.
I usually have to pay the mechanic $400 to fix my car. The mechanic charges me $400.
8.
These shoes are very expensive. They are $200. They cost $200.
9.
Jim gave me $100. I haven't paid him back yet. I owe Jim $100.
10.
I want to put money in a bank account. They'll give me 5% interest. I want to invest some money.
11.
I work in a supermarket. They pay me $1,600 a month. I earn $1,600 a month.
12.
I could sell my house for about $200,000. My house is worth about $200,000.
13.
We need to get people to give money to build a new hospital. We want to raise money for the new hospital.
All right, great. Your performance was very good. Now, just one piece of advice from your teacher. Learn how to earn as much money as possible and learn how to invest it. and use it for good. Very good. We're not done. Follow me. Okay. Part 2. Prepositions. Everyone, complete the preposition column with a word from the list. Okay, very good. By, for. You can use for 2 times. From, in, into, on, and to. All right, you know the drill. Stop the video, take your time, and complete it. Great. Now, let's listen and check together. All right.
1.36 Prepositions 1,
Would you like to pay in cash or by credit card?
2,
I paid for the dinner last night. It was my birthday.
3,
I spent $50 on books yesterday.
4,
My uncle invested all his money in real estate.
5,
I don't like lending money to friends.
6,
I borrowed a lot of money from the bank.
7,
They charged me $120 for a haircut.
8,
I never get into debt. I hate owing people money.
Very good. So far, so good. Now, the nouns. Everyone, match the nouns and definitions. ATM. In British English, they say cash machine. Bill, coin, loan, mortgage, salary, and tax. For instance, a piece of money made of metal. Coin. Okay, you know the drill. Do the rest. And after you do it, let's listen and check together. All right, I guess it's time. Let's do it.
1.37 Nouns 1,
coin,
2,
Bill,
3,
salary,
4,
tax,
5,
loan,
6,
mortgage,
7,
ATM,
Okay, very good. But let's check it together first. A piece of paper that shows how much money you have to pay for something. Usually in a restaurant, bill, or sometimes they call it check. Salary, the money you get for the work you do. Oh yeah, salary, and it's a big trap. Always use your time efficiently. Don't sell your time. Don't trade your time for money. Money has to work for you and you have to figure it out. Tax, oh yeah, money that you pay to the government. Of course, whatever money you make, you're going to tax it. So try to reduce your tax as much as possible. Loan, money that somebody or a bank lends you. Mortgage, money that a bank lends you to buy a house usually. An ATM, a machine where you can get money. And I think the word is actually automatic teller machine, because you know when you go to a bank you speak to a teller and they give you money, they deposit money. And one more thing, phrasal verbs. I took out $200 from an ATM. Took from my bank account. When can you pay me back the money I lent you? Pay back, return. I have to live off my parents while I'm in college. Depend on financially. Oh, that's the biggest trap. Make your own money. It's difficult for me and my wife to live on only one salary. Have enough money for basic things you need to live. Of course, especially in these times. But you have to make as much money as possible. You never know your potential. Maybe you end up being a billionaire. Why not? You have to believe it and you make it into a reality. Why not? Always ask this to yourself. Why not? Great, you made it so far. Now I need you to look at some more words with the letter O. Put them in the correct column. Up, clock, phone. All right? We have clothes, dollar, done, so on and so forth. So put them in the right column. Very good. Now I need you to listen and check.
1.38.
Up. Done. Money. Nothing. Some. One.
Clock. Dollar. Honest. Shopping.
Phone. Oh. Clothes. Loan. Go. Oh. Sold.
That's all there is to it. But let's continue. And all the way to part 3. Everyone, we have a questionnaire here. I need you to take your time, just you. Don't speak to your partner. Take your time and answer this questionnaire because we're going to have fun together. Okay, I want to answer it as well. Okay, let me get my highlighter. Very good. Okay, are you a spender or a saver? You go shopping and you see something very expensive that you really want but can't afford. You, A, buy it with your credit card. You can worry about the bill next month. No, that's not me. You already have some money in the bank and plan to save for a couple of weeks and then buy the thing you want. It seems good. You borrow the money and agree to pay back a small amount every week. No, I don't borrow from anyone. I would buy it myself. B. You get $100 for your birthday. You spend some of it and save some. Let's see. Go straight to a shopping mall and spend it all. Or C. Put it all in the bank account until you know what you want to spend it on. Of course. C. Do you always know how much money you have spent, and on what? Not always. Yes, I'm very organized and I know exactly what I have and what I've spent. No, I'm not like that. No, I have no idea. When I have money, I usually just spend it. No, that's not me. I usually have a rough idea about what I spend my money on. Yeah, I have an idea. You borrowed some money from a friend, but you don't think that you'll be able to pay it back by the time you promised to. You don't worry about it. Hopefully your friend will forget about it too. No, that ain't me. B. Figure out how much money you have and how much you owe. You speak to your friend and explain the situation and offer to pay the money back in small installments. That seems good. Talk to your friend and promise that you'll pay him or her back, but it might take a little longer than you first thought. I would pay with little installments. You have a friend who often borrows money from you and never pays you back. He or she wants to borrow $50. You lend him, her the money. You can afford it, and it doesn't matter if you don't get it back. It depends on the person. But I usually don't pay people money. They have to. I hang around with people who are earners and they earn their own money. You have to hang around with the winners. Well, let's see. Say no. He or she owes you too much already. C. Lend the money, but explain that it's the last time until he or she paid back this loan. No. I don't pay him or her anything. No money from me. Okay, very good. Now I need you to save your answers. Okay, this is the key. Compare your answers with your friends first. Take your time. Okay. Mostly A answers. You can't be trusted with your own money. You definitely need someone to help you to manage your finances better. Why not speak to an organized friend about how to plan? This will help you to make your money go further and stop you from getting into debt. All right. Mostly B answers. Although you understand how to manage your money, sometimes you need to be a little more organized. Try setting yourself a weekly or monthly budget and then stick to it. You will then know how much money you have. what you spend it on, and how much you can save. Mostly C answers. Congratulations! It sounds like you really know what you are doing when it comes to managing your money. You know how important it is to keep track of your spending and are responsible with your money. Alright, you know the keys. Which one are you? Okay, after lessons on money management, it's time to listen. Everyone, listen to 6 people answering the question, are you a spender or a saver? How many are savers? Listen and answer the question.
1.40. 1.
I'm a spender, I think. I try to save, but something always seems to come along that I need to buy, and I end up broke. I can get by with very little money for myself when I need to, but I don't seem to be good at holding on to it. Also, if my kids ask to borrow some money, I always say yes.
2.
I would say that I'm a spender. I spend money on things like concerts or on trips because I like having the experience and the memories. I know that I should spend my money on things that last or save for the future, but I don't want to miss all those good things that are happening right now.
3.
I consider myself a spender. I don't have much money, but when I do have some, there's always something I need or want to spend it on. I love computers and computer games, so I buy things to make sure my computer is always up to date. I know it's not very sensible, but it's important to me.
4.
That's hard to say. I can save money if there's something I really want, but usually my money disappears as soon as I get it. I get some money from my parents every week, so I have just enough money to go to the movies with my friends and to buy something for myself. Maybe a book or a DVD or some makeup. I usually end up buying something, but, for example, if I want to go on a trip with my friends, then I can make an effort and save some money for a few weeks.
5.
Since I was little, I've always saved about a third of the money I get. I would never think of spending all the money I have. You could say that I'm careful about money. When I want to buy something that's expensive, I don't use a credit card. I take the money out of the bank, so I never have to worry about getting into debt.
6.
I'd say a saver, definitely. I like having some money saved in case I have an emergency. I also think very carefully before I buy something, and I always make sure it's the best I can buy for that price. But I wouldn't describe myself as cheap. I love buying presents for people, and when I do spend my money, I like to buy nice things, even if they're more expensive.
Okay, well, alright. Everybody tell me, how many are savers? Let's see. 2 of them are savers. The others are spenders. Okay, we're not done. I need you to listen again and match speakers 1 to 6 with A to F. For example, who always has money in the bank? You should match them. Let's do it.
1.40. 1.
I'm a spender, I think. I try to save, but something always seems to come along that I need to buy, and I end up broke. I can get by with very little money for myself when I need to, but I don't seem to be good at holding on to it. Also, if my kids ask to borrow some money, I always say yes.
2.
I would say that I'm a spender. I spend money on things like concerts or on trips because I like having the experience and the memories. I know that I should spend my money on things that last or save for the future, but I don't want to miss all those good things that are happening right now.
3.
I consider myself a spender. I don't have much money, but when I do have some, there's always something I need or want to spend it on. I love computers and computer games, so I buy things to make sure my computer is always up to date. I know it's not very sensible, but it's important to me.
4.
That's hard to say. I can save money if there's something I really, really want, but usually my money disappears as soon as I get it. I get some money from my parents every week, so I have just enough money to go to the movies with my friends and to buy something for myself. Maybe a book or a DVD or some makeup. I usually end up buying something. But, for example, if I want to go on a trip with my friends, then I can make an effort and save some money for a few weeks.
5.
Since I was little, I've always saved about a third of the money I get. I would never think of spending all the money I have. You could say that I'm careful about money. When I want to buy something that's expensive, I don't use a credit card. I take the money out of the bank, so I never have to worry about getting into debt.
6.
I'd say a saver, definitely. I like having some money saved in case I have an emergency. I also think very carefully before I buy something, and I always make sure it's the best I can buy for that price. But I wouldn't describe myself as cheap. I love buying presents for people, and when I do spend my money, I like to buy nice things, even if they're more expensive.
Very good. Now, everyone, I need you to check your answers with your friends. Put your heads together. All of you are very smart. Very good. So, who always has money in the bank? Number 5. Who often ends up with no money? Number 1. Who thinks he or she is careful with money but not cheap? The last one, number 6. Who enjoys spending money on his or her hobby? Number 3. Who can save money if he or she needs to? Number 4. And who prefers to live now than worry about the future? And they call that philosophy carpe diem, I think. Yeah, number 2. Great. And all the way to part 5. Grammar, present perfect and simple past. Everyone first, take your time, read the conversation. What are they arguing about? They're arguing. What is it about? Read it and tell the class. This is your gig.
A few minutes later.
All right, you're back. So, what's the problem? Yeah, they are arguing about money, of course. It's always about money. Get your money up, player. Very good. Now, I need you to read the conversation again and put the verbs in the present perfect or the simple past. Okay? This is your gig. Do it yourself. Stop the video and take your time. Very good. Now, we're going to listen and check together.
1.41.
I haven't seen those shoes before. Are they new?
Yes, I just bought them. Do you like them?
They're okay. How much did they cost?
Oh, not much. They were a bargain, under $100.
You mean $99.99. That isn't cheap for a pair of shoes. Anyway, we can't afford to buy new clothes right now.
Why not?
Have you seen this?
No. What is it?
The phone bill. It came this morning. And we haven't paid the electricity bill yet.
Well, what about the iPad you bought last week?
What about it?
You didn't need a new one. The old one worked just fine.
But I needed the new model.
Well, I needed some new shoes.
Oh, sticky situation, if you know what I mean.
Emotional, damn it!
And the last question, do we use the present perfect, PP, or simple past, SP, for a completed action in the past? Of course, it's simple past. How much did they cost? And for recent actions, when we don't ask or say exactly when, we don't know, of course, it's present perfect. Have you seen this? Very good. But we're not done. We're going to look at the explanation. Let's go. Everyone, just listen.
1.42. 1.
I've been to Miami, but I haven't been to Tampa.
Have you ever lost your credit card?
Sally has never met Bill's ex-wife.
2.
I've already seen this movie twice. Can't we watch another one?
My brother hasn't found a job yet. He's still looking.
Have you finished your homework yet? No, not yet.
Very good. Everyone, we use the present perfect for past experiences when we don't say exactly when they happen. All right? For example, I've been to Miami, but I haven't been to Tampa, right? We often use ever and never when we ask or talk about past experiences, and they go before the main verb. Very good. For example, have you ever lost your credit card? Very good. In American English, we use the present perfect and the simple past with yet and already. Already is used in positive sentences and goes before the main verb. Very good. And yet is used with the negative sentences and questions, and it goes at the end of the phrase. Now, everyone, simple past, worked, stopped, went, had, etc. Just listen.
1.43.
They got married last year.
What time did you wake up this morning?
I didn't have time to do my homework.
Okay, now, everyone use simple past for finished actions. Finito, right? And present perfect or simple past, which one? What is the difference? Let's see.
1.44.
I've been to Miami twice. I went there in 1998 and 2002.
Okay, so what is the difference? Can you tell me? Of course, use the simple past, not the present perfect, to ask or talk about finished actions in the past when the time is mentioned or understood. For example, I went there in 1998 and 2002 on two specific occasions. Very good. We often use a past time expression. For example, yesterday, last week, etc. Okay, you know the drill. Let's practice. As always, I have two exercises for you. Complete the mini dialogue with the present perfect form of the verb in the parentheses and an adverb from the list. You can use the adverbs more than once. For example, already, ever, never, yet. And right or wrong, write a check and or an X next to the sentences. Correct the wrong sentences. As always, I need you to stop the video, take your time, and do it yourself. Very good. Now I need you to check your answers with your friends. Let's do it together. Number 1. Have you ever booked a flight online? Yes, of course, I've done it many times. Number 2. When are you going to buy a motorcycle? Soon. I've already saved almost $1,000. Number 3. Have you paid the electricity bill yet? No, sorry, I forgot. Number 4. Have your parents ever lent you money? Yes, but I paid it back as soon as I could. Number 5. How does eBay work? I don't know. I've never used it. Number 6. Have you ever been to Thailand? No, I haven't, but I'd like to someday. I'd like to go there someday. And number 7, why don't you have any money? Because I've already spent my salary. I bought a new tablet last week. Number 8, do you like Hugh Jackman? Yes, I've already seen his new movie twice. Very good. Now part B. Dean inherited $5,000 from a relative. It's okay. Number 2. Did your sister pay you back yet? It's okay. Number 3. We booked our vacation online a month ago. It's okay. Number 4. When have you bought that leather jacket? No. When did you buy that leather jacket? Number 5, they've finished paying back the loan last month. No, they finished paying back the loan last month. Number 6, we haven't paid the gas bill yet. It's okay. Number 7, have you ever wasted a lot of money on something? It's okay. Number 8, I'm sure I haven't borrowed any money from you last week. No, I'm sure I didn't borrow any money from you last week. Number 9, I spent my salary really quickly last month. It's okay. And the last one, have you seen the Batman movie on TV yesterday? Did you see the Batman movie on TV yesterday? Because you know the time, right? Well done. And it's time to speak it out. Everyone in pairs, you and your friend. Interview each other, right? Interview. Ask for more information. These are the questions. Have you ever bought or sold something on eBay or a similar site? Have you ever lost a credit card or your wallet? Have you ever saved for something for a long time? Have you ever wasted money on something you've never used? Have you ever won any money, for example, in a lottery? Have you ever lent money to someone who didn't pay you back? And have you ever bought something online and then discovered that it was a scam? And have you ever been charged too much in a restaurant? You know the drill. It's time for you to speak to your friend. Exchange your ideas. Enjoy. Great. Now it's time to have a deeper conversation because I personally want all of you strong, rich, and on your purpose. Everyone, think of 2 people you know personally or have heard of who are very rich, very wealthy, right? Did they earn their money? How? Did they inherit their money? Who from? And did they win it? How? And part 2, if they earned their money, was it because they were very lucky, or they worked very hard, or they had a special talent? Okay, time for you to speak. And I have one question personally from you. Do you have a strong network? How many successful and rich friends do you have? If you're not doing good in life, maybe you need to have better friends. Let's go. A great discussion. But now it's time for a life lesson of a successful person. Everybody, look at the picture. Do you know this person? His name is John DeJoria. Now, I need you to read an interview with a billionaire. How did he become so rich? Why is his success surprising? And what does he do to help homeless people? As always, this is your gig. Take your time and read it.
A few moments later.
Great, you're back. So let's read it together. From the streets to success, John DeJoria, an American billionaire businessman, owns several companies, including John Paul Mitchell Systems, a successful brand of hair products. However, DeJoria was not always wealthy. He was the second son of immigrant parents and grew up in a very poor area of Los Angeles, California. Before forming his hair product company with only $700, he was a street gang member for some of his youth. He then worked at low-paying jobs, including encyclopedia salesman, janitor, and insurance salesman. And he was homeless twice. DeJoria's self-made rise is an inspiring story. Okay, the first question. As a child, you were fairly entrepreneurial, weren't you? My first job at 9 years old was selling Christmas cards door to door. At 10 years old, my brother and I had paper routes. We got up at 4 o'clock a.m., folded the papers, and delivered them, and then got ready for school. As you got older, you continued to work, is that right? The job that was one of the most influential experiences you can imagine was door-to-door selling encyclopedias. Doors literally slam in your face. Maybe 30, 40 doors before the first customer will actually talk to you and let you in. You've been homeless, haven't you? Twice. Once I was about 22 years old. The other time was when I started John Paul Mitchell Systems in 1980. I wasn't getting along with my wife at the time, so I had left and had given her all the money. We had a backer for John Paul Mitchell Systems putting in $500,000. The money was supposed to arrive that day. I never got a penny. So I just slept in my car, and I slept in my car for the first 2 weeks when I started the company. So we started with humble beginnings. All right. Do memories of the streets motivate you? It sure makes you very appreciative of what you have in your life. Those who are homeless, like people with kids who are homeless, I really have a heart for. So I participate in a lot of charitable organizations that take the homeless off the streets. What are the biggest problems you have faced in business? The biggest problem is rejection. Any business you start, be ready for it. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that the successful people do all the things the unsuccessful people don't want to do. When 10 doors are slammed in your face, go to door number 11 with a smile. When did you know you had made it? I was in business 2 years and we were able to pay every single bill on time. We had a couple of $1,000 in the bank, $4,000 to be exact. And we said, man, we made it. It's all downhill now. It was really hard. It took a couple years. What was the first thing you bought yourself at that point? I went to a restaurant. This was the first time I said I'm going to order off the left side of the menu, not the right side. The right side is where the prices are. Carne asada, guacamole, whatever I wanted. I didn't even look at the prices. That to me was a pretty big deal. All right, so do you have the answers? Let's see. So, how did he become so rich? Why is his success surprising? What does he do to help homeless people? He became rich selling hair products. His success is surprising because he was very poor as a child and homeless as a young adult. He participates in charitable organizations that take homeless people off the streets. All right, you did great, but we're not done. Part C. Read the interview again and number the events in order in which they happened. Again, it's your turn.
6.5 hours later.
Great, you're back. Check your answers with your friends. Very good. These are the answers. So number 1, he sold Christmas cards from door to door. Number 2, he delivered newspapers. Number 3, he sold encyclopedias from door to door. Number 4, he was homeless. Number 5, he started a hair product company with $700. Number 6, he left his wife. Number 7, an investigator didn't give him the money he had promised him. Number 8, he was homeless again. And number 9, he was able to pay his bills on time. Great. What do you think you can learn from John's story? What can you learn? Really, I need you to read this again, and you can even go online, go on Google, and find some other person like him. And tell me what lessons you can learn from them. Their patience is really admirable. One last task, and we'll go home together. Very good. So these are the highlighted words. I need you to use them in sentences 1 to 5. Take your time, do it. All right. So number 1, what brand of hair product do you use? How long have you used it? Number 2, do you know anybody who sells encyclopedias or other products door to door? What does he or she sell? All right? And does he or she enjoy his job or her job? Number 3, if you needed a backer to lend you money to start a business, who would you ask? Why? Number 4, have you ever experienced rejection from a boss, a teacher, etc.? How did you feel? And number 5, do you know anybody who has tried to succeed in a difficult career like acting, but who hasn't made it yet? Is he or she still trying, or have they given up? Very good. You have the questions. I need you to speak with your friends. That's the last thing. And that's the lesson for today. Everybody, I would like to thank you very much for watching my channel. If you find my work useful, why not like and subscribe? As always, if you have a question, you can comment down below and I will get back to you. And one more time, I would like to thank all of you for your support. I sometimes see super thanks on my phone and it really warms my heart. Thank you very much. I will try my best to contribute and add value to your lives as much as possible. And I promise you, as long as I breathe, I will make videos for you and I will teach you something new every day. Bye bye.